right. Uno, dos. Other Spanish numbers. I think we're good right now, as far as the sound goes. Interested to see about this chat, though, because did make a few adjustments there. It's looking good. I like that. I really like that a lot. And, still think we shouldn't have any kind of issues seeing everybody's chat popping up here. For sure, for sure. Yep, there we go. Hey, what's up, Hyperkritical? Welcome in, sir. Just getting everything set up here, and, yeah, it looks like this is going to be your first matchup, guys. Ren versus NM Virus. But, you know, before we get ahead of ourselves, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael Purgatorio, to those that don't know, and now you know. But right now we are setting up with something called a war. Now, here in Amiibo fight, it's not exactly like grabbing your best artillery, i.e. missiles, rockets, whatever. But, it's more you just grab your bestest soldiers, i.e. these $16 toys known as Amiibo. And we basically have a 25v25 Amiibo war going on. So it's a lot of fun. In fact, Hyperkritical, yeah, I don't think Hyperkritical was this expecting to be challenged by Nightmare in a war. I know they were saving up points on our Twitch channel, which, by the way, if you're not following us on Twitch, make sure to do so. It's super cool there. No stream on Twitch this Sunday, because it's Mother's Day. I literally thought that was next Sunday, so I kind of saved myself there. But, long story short, next time we're back on Twitch, guys, will be Tuesday for 2v Tuesday, and that's at 7:30 Central Time. But the rules of this are pretty simple, guys. We're just going until a trainer has no Amiibo left. Both trainers have sent me an order to go ahead and run here for you guys tonight, and I gotta be honest, they both have brought in some great Amiibo. They both have Gentlemen to S tier and lower. Big 7, though, is still There shall be no insta-drop, no critical healing in metal, none of that. But I do also want to just go ahead and let you know, Hyperkritical, that Nightmare, I don't believe, has lost a war yet, so I think you're in for quite a challenge here. But you know, every time I think of Hyperkritical, I mean, they got some other great Amiibo, but they're mostly the Inkling Enthusiast. They are the Inkling legend. In fact, I've gone to Hyperkritical for so many different times for my Inkling Amiibo. And low-key, it's still mid. So, Hyperkritical, I may DM you pretty soon here. But, we're going to go ahead and get started with our first one, guys. So, Nightmare is putting in his Piranha Plant NM Virus to start out. We have Hyperkritical putting in Ren, their Joker Amiibo, which I've seen a few times here and there on the bots, or I want to say they've also brought it into the Amiibo Fight Arena before. Oh, also Prince Mushlover is here. What's up, Prince Mushlover? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, like I said, we'll get a score set up after a few matches here, because I'm pretty anxious to get started. I'm feeling a lot better, so thank you again for dealing with my delay. I can normally work through a headache, but a headache and a stomach ache is just no. I can't do that. I'm not Superman, damn it. But why don't we go ahead and get our first matchup started, guys? I see everybody's starting to pile in. Oh, and make sure to like and subscribe. NM Virus goes one-on-one with Ren, and it's only Battlefield and Omega stages, guys. We just kind of put that on random. Hey, what's up, Empress? Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, we're actually just getting started here with our first match. Ren and NM Virus. Ah, nice, nice. You know, I gotta be honest, I don't really know where to gauge AQW Ghostface and his Amiibo training skills. It's something I think that needs to be studied by yours truly when I get a little more free time during the summer. So, yeah, that kind of means Pergy and more ghost-faced arenas this summer. Stay tuned. 6 minutes remaining, though, and we're at 2 apiece here. Okay. It's a pretty aggressive matchup. Ah, nice. I saw Doveman gave you some advice, and literally, that's mostly what ice climbers are. Dash attack into up air. I'm sure there's a few other nuances, but they shouldn't be too hard to figure out from the duo climbers. In fact, it's really an amiibo that's just kind of, I guess I'm going to use the word finicky, because sometimes they just don't climb back to stage. Ren, though, is down to last stock, and NM Virus, I think, is going in for the kill with Patui. On a scale of Pawani to Pateni, I give that move a Patui. Good game, and we'll give our props to NM Virus and Nightmare for taking the first one. Got that done in less than 2 minutes, so it was a pretty aggressive matchup. Also, 2-stock win, so Ren kind of fell behind there. I only really need to train him to actually ledge guard. Wait, ledge trap or edge guard? Because those are 2 different things, actually. If I do back air ledge guarding, then I think he'll be more successful. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. So you're grabbing the ledge, jump off, back air. Okay, I see what you mean. Apparently you could teach them how to desync. It's true. It's just, I don't know why so many people want to do that, because I just feel like it just puts the climbers in a risky situation, really. So I personally, when I train my climbers, whenever I get that chance, they're gonna be like this. Like this. They're gonna hold hands if they need to, like on those school field trips. But Ren has been knocked out here. We're going to be moving on with the next Hyperkritical amiibo, and it is Small Pika. Yeah, I think I'm starting to see a trend here a little bit with Hypercritical's amiibo, but I'm not going to voice it out loud just yet. Small Pika battling NM Virus. That is next. My climber will be big. Oh, giant climber. That'd actually be kind of cool. I feel like someone did that before, but I just can't remember. And that's going to be the first KO for NM Virus. I also just want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody that has joined us here tonight. I didn't grab any wine, but you know what? I am not in a wine mood. I'm really not. And, I'm really not just going to keep up appearances just for some wine, but, I got some water here. Thank you. Salute. I can make so many jokes off that, but none of them are appropriate for YouTube. And more than a minute into it, Small Pika looking for their first KO, but it's tough. As we see Small Pika suffering another fall here, I know for a fact this matchup goes in Plant's favor. In fact, I could see kind of Hyperkritical, I think, trying to get some of the low-tiered or even mid-tier amiibo out of the way to make way for the bigger stuff right at the end, which I'm not going to say is a bad strategy, but it does just kind of frustrates you in the beginning. See, like, that 3-stock, I'm sure, hurt him just a little bit. It's over, though. Just want to go ahead and say good game. We'll give our props to NM Virus for taking out another of the soldiers of Hypercritical's army. That was like the exact time from last time, wasn't it? Okay, I'm frightened, chat. I'm very frightened. In fact, 295 to 161. Actually, not as big of a damage difference as I was expecting it to be, but it still is a good damage difference. So, NM Virus looking quite dominant. You know, before we move on, I'm gonna go ahead and set up a score for us here. And this is going to be a decreasing score, FYI. Really just showing us how many soldiers they got left. So it is now 25 Nightmare, 23 Hyperkritical. Okay, that's a little off to the side, and I don't like that. There we go. But we're going to throw in the next amiibo for Hyperkritical. Starting to look a little bit like our last war featuring Nightmare. Personally, I hope we got a little more longevity than that, but you know, if it happens, it happens. NM Virus looks like it's about to go one-on-one with Umbra, who's a Dark Samus and not a Bayonetta. Fascinating. Also, I don't know if I said hello to Doveman yet, but Doveman was good, fam. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Plant Gang. Oh! And that will be 3-2. Yeah, I for a moment thought Umbra would get back to the ledge, but the game says, no, you missed it by that much. And we now see Hypercritical's amiibo kind of struggling. Get this next. Oh, wow. I don't know what it is about these plants, gang, but they know how to shield and parry. See? Down air is going to miss. I got to be honest, the range for that down air for Samus and Dark Samus can sometimes be a little overwhelming. So definitely not something you want to get, definitely something you don't want to get hit by. And it is 2-all with 5:35 left, and you know, Patui doing a lot here to take out Umbra. And Umbra is now down to her last stock. This is really looking like crunch time here for Umbra. In fact, I think we could call it crunch time and a half. Nice parry by Umbra, but with 5 minutes left, I can't help but feel that time is running out on Umbra's chances to get not one, but 2 stocks. Nice back throw, but Umbra's going to make it back. Oh. Okay, one more good hit, chat. NM Virus looking spectacular. There's a dash attack getting NM Virus down to last stock, and that is it. It's over. Call that a JV2 for NM Virus. Good game, guys. Good game. Definitely our longest match of the night, and definitely our closest match so far. In fact, Umbra has now become the only amiibo to bring NM Virus down to last stock so far, so that's pretty impressive here for Umbra. Unfortunately, did not get that last KO. We're gonna move on and also go ahead and switch up the score here. So, as we see, guys, Hyperkritical is starting to dwindle just a little bit. Just a little bit. Nothing they can't come back from. In fact, maybe this next amiibo will be the, ooh. the key to defeating NM Virus. Let's go ahead and get this next one going. And here we go. Well, I don't know much about Prodigy, but if this matchup is anything like Sora Loser and PJ to Plant, I think the Sora's got this one. God damn it, Zieg. Why did you have to make such a good Sora amiibo? Literally that Sora, every time it matches with PJ, it's an L. Even more reason for me to tweak PJ maybe over the weekend, but 40 seconds in, there are no KOs thus far. And Hyperkritical telling us he's confident, so... Oh! So maybe this will be the amiibo to defeat NM Virus, but so far NM Virus is just too good. He's just too good. Great parry there. Goes for the F tilt, but man, he's just getting overwhelmed by like every attack right now. This was low-key me last night playing Marvel Rivals, and I get hit with like everyone's fucking ultimate. Sucked. And we have 5:35 left. It's still a pretty close matchup, but you know, the weight difference doesn't make it quite as close now. And Plant's still living that. I swear he put some bricks in that planter. And there is a back throw. NM Virus gonna make that back no problemo. And there's a back throw from the Sora amiibo, and Prodigy is gonna be down Uno now. Definitely a whole lot of damage to make up, though, that is for sure. I really don't know anything about Sora, but I know that down smash is pretty good. Free forward smash. And we have less than 4.5 minutes on the game clock here. Nice counter by Prodigy. And that's going to be up here. Oh! The forward smash landing with authority. It is Uno to Uno. But now we see the F smash landing. It's over. But, you know, once again, we see an amiibo from Hyperkritical getting this much closer to taking out the plant. Good game, good game. And actually, this one being, I believe, our new candidate for longest match of the night. One stock difference, and, you know, really the damage was not that night and day. Alright, well, I'm actually going to go ahead and update our score now, guys, and then we're going to be throwing in our next amiibo for our good friend Hyperkritical. I'm sure it's been a little difficult to see some of his soldiers fallen like this, but we're going to throw in the next one here. Well, Uno to Uno, right? Chaos! Hyperkritical, what you doing naming a night Chaos? I have questions. But, you know, if this thing can up special very consistently, I think we may have a contender for NM Virus to go bye-bye. But let's go ahead and just get this next matchup started. Hyperkritical down 4 right now as Chaos enters to battle NM Virus. The thing about the plant, they're very bold with their offense, and that I think really accents well with that giant. There's an up smash, neutral air. starting to think maybe Chaos has to get lucky with that up special off to the side here for that KO, but we do see a lot of aerial attack here. Chaos? You mean the boss from Sonic Adventure? Yes. Ooh. Chaos does suffer a fall there in the first minute of play. You know, one thing I'm really noticing about NM Virus, there is not a whole lot of down smash from his plan. I find that pretty hard to believe that it's doing this well. With 5.5 minutes remaining, Chaos still looking for this first knockout, but the parries are just so good. That will now be 2-2. And now it is 2-1. Yeah, I remember trying to make an Ike amiibo. It did not go so well, so you know, I can only imagine that Chaos is putting everything into this, and man, for a second I thought he was gone. Really just trying to make the most of what he's got right now. And there's a down smash right out of parry. There you go. And 420 left. There is a KO to NM Virus. Unfortunately, Chaos just hops right into an up smash, and we're done here. Well, just want to go ahead and say, good game, gentlemen. We'll give our props, though, to NM Virus and their amiibo trainer Nightmare for another win. 2 minutes and 45 seconds with a 1 stock difference, but yeah, a whole lot of damage going into NM Virus' favor. Right, well, let me go ahead and actually get the score before we continue here. Well, Hyperkritical now down to 20 amiibo, but it does still feel like to me that the plan here is to put some of the quote-unquote grunts or weaker soldiers out on the front lines, so this way we can just kind of just sit back, relax with the tougher soldiers at the end. Right now, though, I'm just double-checking the order here, and that's going to give me a little bit of time to remind everybody that the Amiibo of the Week YouTube short is coming this weekend. Make sure to go ahead and keep your ears and eyes open for that YouTube short. Got Mono Maron. I don't think I've ever heard of this amiibo before. Ooh, I see which one it is, and this could be trouble. Big trouble for NM Virus. Hold on a second. Okay, it just got cut off a little bit, so I'm making sure I got the right one. It does look like it's going to be a Donkey Kong. Okay. Just making sure. Mono Maron. I really don't know anything about this Donkey Kong, but if it comes from Hyperkritical, I think it's going to be a pretty good amiibo. Wow, look what the cat dragged in. What's up, Joseph Zilla? Hope you're having a fantastic weekend, but NM Virus is about to go one-on-one with this Donkey Kong Mono Marone. That's next.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, are we going to go full Plant Gang or full Monkey mode? Let's watch. Oh, Monkey. Monkey trying to put on a show here, but NM Virus, squirmy. That is 3-2. And right now, the intensity is definitely here right now. I mean, we do see Mono Marone down a stock right now, but there are a lot of great defensive plays in this one. Actually, a few good offensive one-twos. But the Donkey Kong is just down a stock, trying to get this first KO, and it's not so easy, just as much as it is, i.e., going off stage for a dunk or... Well, actually, you know what? He could just go for up throw into up air. That's a pretty winning combination for my Donkey Kong. Nice up tilt. 5 minutes remaining, though. And it is still 3-2. Oh. Now 3-1. Now 2-1. Oh, it's getting good now. And goes for the forward aerial, but can't find him. I really don't think that would have KO'd anyway. Forward smash, and a forward smash right back. They F smashing right now. And there's another up smash. And another F smash. Getting a little variety in with some poison. And F smash again, this time though for the win. It's over. Good game. We'll give our props to NM Virus for the win. Let's also give it up for their amiibo trainer Nightmare. So definitely I believe our longest match of the night. Don't quote me on it right now, because now I'm having second thoughts. But 2-stock win, 505 to 303. It was just such a good matchup for the plant here. That is going to bring us to our next fight here. In fact, as I get the amiibo ready, let's change up the score. Hyperkritical, how are you feeling right now? I gotta be honest, if I was in your shoes, I'd start to be sweating. Alright, well, next up we have an amiibo named Eve. Like the douche. That's an old American Dad reference. Alright, well, let's go ahead and throw in Eve. It looks like this is going to be... Alex. Yeah, I'm not confident on the next couple either of this, but it's not over yet. LOL. Alright, very true. Very true. Getting our next matchup started, and Looks like we do have a battlefield stage. I feel like this should actually benefit the plant more than Alex, but you know, that anvil hurts, and that up smash from the Minecraft characters is just, it's just kind of stupid generous, let's face it. I think that was just critical health healing. Yeah, that's all it was. It's just the beginning. Well, a minute has passed and no KOs thus far. I'm actually very... Yeah, I was very surprised at that, but now we do see a KO from NM Virus. And if I saw correctly, Eve has, I believe they call that Platinum tool set now. This means everything's going to start to hurt quite a bit. Yeah, I do mean everything. And with 5:20 remaining, Eve's still looking for that first KO. I'm shocked to see the plant, though, over 200%. I know that's a heavyweight, but damn. 2-2. One thing I can say for certain, Eve has been putting in a lot of movement into this matchup, which does seem to be throwing off NM Virus a little bit, who, you know, when he uses Matui or even Poison, needs to set up a little bit, but can still catch with that up smash like we just saw. And that'll be 1-1 crunch time here for Eve, and Eve needs to take this opportunity if they want their team to really have a chance in this war. Yeah, let's keep in mind there is a weight difference here, pretty big one. And the block's kind of cushioning the impact. Emphasis on the kinda. It's getting harder and harder for me to hold my tongue here. Got more than a minute and a half into the matchup, and looks like Eve doesn't have a weapon. Now they do. I believe that was stone. And not quite enough. He's setting up. No. Iframes will save the plant, but there's that up smash I was telling you about, and Eve is going to take out possibly one of the most menacing amiibo of Nightmare's team. Good game. We'll give our props here to Eve and their amiibo trainer, Hyperkritical, for the win. Sorry, I just got a friend request. I don't know from who, though. As you guys can see, a 4-minute matchup, over 4 minutes, definitely our longest match of the night, and I don't think there will be a matchup to top it, quite frankly. One stock win, but the damage was actually pretty close here, 441 to 504. Okay, well, I guess it's finally time for a new Nightmare amiibo. Let me go ahead and get the scores settled before we get on top of all that here. Also, just want to go ahead and say again, thank you guys for all the love and support here on the YouTube channel, both with the Conker's Bad Fur Day Part 3 of the playthrough. Not to mention, we also had one of our YouTube shorts, Quistal, actually Amiibo of the Week at 1.5 thousand views. That was nice. That was nice. I'm very curious to see how much the next YouTube short's going to get, though. Well, let's go ahead and put in our next Amiibo. Skelesitos. Celestitos. Yeah. A Ganondorf, who I believe is actually fairly newer from Nightmare. That's why I can't really pronounce the goddamn name. But we're going to put Skeletor versus Eve right now. Celestitos battling Eve next. I swear to God, now I'm just starting to think he's making names like this just so I look like a fool trying to pronounce them. Damn you, Nightmare. Great parry, but there's a down tilt into a few up airs, and wow. I did not expect that. Can we get a clip on that? Is that at all possible? No? Missed it? Okay. Well, it is 2-2 right now, and gotta be honest, the Ganondorf getting a little overwhelmed by the offense from Eve, but now we start to see Eve getting overwhelmed. And that's a nice half smash. More than a minute into the matchup, and oh. Ooh, that's 2-1. Yeah, Eve is in a bit of a pickle, especially when you take into consideration the weight difference here. Well, I think Eve just needs to get a little creative. Now I think Eve just needs to rest up because she's dead. Dead AF. Good game. We'll give our props, though, to Celestitos, whatever the hell that fucking name is. And also give it up for their Amiibo trainer, Nightmare. Looks like one of our shorter matches of the night. 2-stock win, and quite a damage difference for the Ganondorf. Alright, well, let me go ahead and actually change up the score as we get our next Amiibo for Hyperkritical. Alright, it is 24-18. Yeah, I would agree. She did very good. So, nothing to be ashamed of there. Let's actually see who we got next. It's an Amiibo named Eversor. I don't quite recall that Amiibo. Actually looking for it right now through our database, but as I look right now, guys, just another reminder, next time we'll be here on YouTube streaming. Will be next Friday, and I think we're going to do a call out. In fact, our next one in the queue is Soy Sauce versus Splat. That I think would be a good one, and actually nice to see Saucy Boy back on Amiibo fight. Nah, actually it's really not. It's really not. Hyperkritical, which one is Eversor? I'm not finding him right now. Oh, no, I found him. Yo. Joseph's gonna like this guy. If he's still here, that is. Alright, Eversor. Let's go one-on-one with this Ganondorf, whose name I can't fucking pronounce. That's next.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, 10 seconds into the matchup, guys, and the Little Mac trying to scurry a bit. I think that's great strategy against a character like Ganondorf. Try to keep him guessing. Keep him guessing right there. And that's going to be 3-2. Nice right hand. That's a nice dash attack, but here's the KO punch. Can they let that rip? No. And that is a down tilt to make it 3-1. This matchup getting a little one-sided. And Eversor looking for a down smash at the ledge. Can't find it. And there's a 1-2. Oh! That one took me by surprise. I'm sure it did the Ganondorf as well, but that's it. It's over. Well, just want to go ahead and say good game, but we'll give our props to the Ganondorf from Nightmare for the win. Celestos. I think that's it. Celestos. But took about a minute 30, so one of our quicker matches, 2-stock win, and yeah, a whole lot of damage in favor of that Ganondorf. Yikes. Alright, well, let's go ahead and update score and get our next matchup started. This could be an interesting matchup. I like the name, though. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Mario amiibo. Entering right now to take on this Ganondorf. Mr. Inferno is here.
3, 2, 1, go!
I think Mr. Inferno definitely putting a little heat on the Ganondorf, but now we see the Ganondorf bringing it back. Oh. Went for the forward aerial, but couldn't do it. Oh! Well, one was thinking right hand, the other hit, though, with the left hand, and yeah, that's going to be a stock taken away from the Mario Mr. Inferno, but nice turnaround F smash. And Mr. Inferno just trying to put pressure back on the Ganondorf. Uh-oh. I'm a little surprised he lived that. Not living that one, and it is 3-1. Looks like Mr. Inferno is really trying to get something off stage going for himself here, but I feel like with Mario, that's just too risky to do. Down smash is an option, though. Down smash and ledge. And that is it. It's a 3-stock win for Celestos. Good game, guys. Good game. Yeah, not much I can really say except this was a 3-stock win for the Ganondorf, and you know, just Mr. Inferno started off like a house of fire, but really fizzled out there at the end. Well, Hyperkritical is starting to dwindle on amiibo. He is down to 16, whereas Nightmare's still at a 24. That is scary. In fact, could get scarier as we go along. But we're going to find out who we got next here for Hyperkritical. Well, it looks like the name is Dracania? Saying that right? Well, I think Nightmare might enjoy this fight coming up. Next up we have Hypercritical's Corrin, Dracana, jumping in. A massive gap, but I'm confident. Alright. I really haven't checked out much of the amiibo here for Hyperkritical, so I'm sure they got something up their sleeve for the end here. Right now, though, we're getting ready with our next one, and, you know, I don't think Nightmare is here to judge the Corrin. Normally we see him judging Mewtwo amiibo, but Corrin is also one that he tends to judge quite a bit. Well, 40 seconds in, and they are battling it out in the air. I mean, we're seeing a lot of up air, which is usually what we see really and do. That is Nightmare's Corrin, who I'm starting to think we may not even see here tonight, but Celestos getting the first KO. That is going to be 2-2, 5:40 left on the game clock. And she's giving them some juggles to struggle. 5.5 minutes left, and the Corrin not looking too shabby here. And Celestos wasting no time dishing out some punishment as he gets back to stage. In fact, that is going to be a KO. Kinda. Gotcha. Ooh. That was pretty clean. I like that. Well, it is 1-1, and with less than 5 minutes to go, Corrin Dracana starting to get booted around. She barely gets back. Gonna go back to the air. Oh. For a split second, I thought she hit him with F smash, but instead she got hit with dash attack. It is over. Celestos will take the win. Good game, good game. Well, it was a little bit of a nail biter, at least I would say a nail biter considering what we've seen here tonight. 437 to 338, so, you know, the damage was close to being night and day, but not really. It was really on the line there, in my opinion. But we're going to be taking out the Horn Amiibo. Let's also go ahead and update our score. We now see Hyperkritical down to 15 Amiibo remaining. I know some of the soldiers are still a little restless, but I think they've also shown signs of concern. Let's see what they got next here. This one was pretty easy to find. Alright, so we have a Shulk hopping in. This is Xenoform. Don't really know much about Xenoform, except he is obviously a Shulk amiibo. As far as this matchup goes, I want to say it does actually go in the favor of the Ganondorf. So, yeah, it's gonna be a tough one here for Xenoform. That will be 3-2. I'm not sure if he got nicked there on the recovery. I don't know what just happened to Celestos, the Ganondorf amiibo, but Xenoform's not really going to complain about it. He's just going to go right back on the attack, and yeah, it is 2-2 in this first minute. And the dash attack lands, making it 2-1. And that will be 1-1. The Ganondorf just needs to get offense, and he's doing it. And that is it. It's over. Just want to go ahead and say good game. We'll give our props to Celestos for another big win here. There was hope for Xenoform at the end, but at the end, Celestos was able to just boot his way to another victory. Yeah, let me actually go ahead and get the score first, but it does seem that Hyperkritical is again just running lower and lower on amiibo as we go along, whereas Nightmare has only lost one amiibo. It's pretty impressive right now. In fact, I don't know if that would be a war record. It sounds like it would be, but there is still some time for Hyperkritical to get back into the game here. Let's go ahead and see what he's got next for us. Oh, okay, I think I know this one. Yeah, I'm a little familiar. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people were either, but we have a Pac-Man amiibo named Old Pizza hopping in. I feel like I've seen this Pac-Man once or twice. It's kind of cool, but I know this is going to be quite a mismatch here. Celestos going one-on-one with Old Pizza. That is next. Big F tilt here. There are the critical health stats popping out for Old Pizza, but tries for the grapple, and it's now 3-2. That is the thing about the grapple for Pac-Man. Really, it pops out kind of slow. Similar, really, to the Luigi grapple. Yeah, really, that grapple, I feel, should really be popped out only if only if you know your opponent's going for the shield. And tries for a little hydrant off the ledge, but no KO, doesn't even hit. Nice down special. Make it 3-1. Celestos. He'll be looking at another 3-stock win if he can keep his nose to the grind. Not looking good for Old Pizza. And I can't help but feel that up till is the beginning of the end, and I was correct. 3-stock win here for Celestos, so good game. We'll give our props to the Ganondorf from Nightmare, and able to get that 3-stock in less than 2 minutes, so pretty impressive here from the Ganondorf.
Start the battle.
Alright, well, we're going to be moving on to Hypercritical's next amiibo, but he is almost down into single digits. Got to be just a little bit terrifying here, but I think he's got some good amiibo coming up here, so let's see if they can take out this Ganondorf. Next up is... I think I remember this guy. It is Banjojo. Banjojo's Bizarre Adventure begins right now. Go. And the Wonder Wing does miss. Wow. Right now, Banjojo just trying to keep his distance, but you know, I just really feel if he can get his opponent off stage and just nail him with an egg or two, that could really increase his chances. Let the record show Dumbman is disturbing the peace. Look into my eyes. Low-key, I have just been watching those Atari X videos too much. Well, it is 2-1, the Ganondorf. Yeah, he might be taking another body here, guys. Technically two, because it's a bear and a bird. Banjojo kind of going for it there, but it did not work out for him. And there is the attack throw. Oh! Okay. Drops back in. And with that move speed up, we'll definitely get him back. No problemo. And up smash. It's over. Just kind of hopped into that one, but Celestos taking another victory here for Nightmare Squad. Minute 48 by 1 stock and 320 to 306. So the match was actually pretty close according to the stats, but kind of can't help but feel Banjojo could have done a little bit more there. All right, well, let's see what Hypercritical's got next for us. Okay, yeah, I know Nightmare's not here, but I think this is where his Ganondorf journey will end here, because this is definitely going to be a battle. Also, again, just want to make sure that this is the right guy. I think you're referring to the second stock. But, guys, we have Bowser hopping in named Demon Monster, or D-Monster. That's funny. Well, let's see what the Bowser can do.
3, 2, 1, go!
We got a battlefield stage, and D-Monster is, he's looking for a W. He's a speedy boy. You can see the move speed up, and he's charging after this Ganondorf. Woo! Okay, okay. Well, the Bowser right now, yeah, that's going to get parried. That's usually why charging up your smash attacks in amiibo is just not good. Parry, uh-oh. Well, that down air will land, and the forward aerial almost landed. That's going to be 3-1. Bowser up 2. Well, the Bowser is still in the lead. We now see Celestos starting to get a little more momentum. I'm starting to notice now, I believe the Bowser has critical health defense. Interesting choice of spirit right there. Oh! Back air, and we're done here. Well, good game, gentlemen. We'll give our props to D-Monster for the win. Yeah, that is a 2-stock win in less than 2 minutes, and yeah, the Bowser really just hitting home with this one. I do believe, though, this is a matchup that's typically in Bowser favor. Don't directly quote me on that, though. Yeah, Nightmare is gonna need a new amiibo. So let's see what he's got next here, as the score is now 23 to 12. Yes, a villager. Ready? Well, I'm not saying Stell has absolutely no chance, but it's not going to be easy for her. Well, there is. Oh my God! Dunk from down below. Yeah, I did not see that one coming, and I can almost guarantee no one at home did either. Welcome to Amiibo Fight. For a second, I thought she was going to do another... Going to go with a off-the-ledge back air there. But with more than a minute into the matchup, D-Monster missed that down air by a mile. And that'll get shielded. And that'll be a stock for Stell. Yeah, I kind of like Stell's style right now. Just put your foot on the gas and don't let up. It is, I would have to say, crunch time for the Bowser, more or less. Granted, there is a weight difference here, but still just doesn't seem to care. Oh! I think we gotta call that an upset. Sorry, Hyperkritical. Good game. We'll give our props to Stell. Nightmare's Villager Amiibo for the win. That was just an astounding performance here from the Villager. With less than 2 minutes, Stell taking a pretty big win here. It wasn't easy for her, but she got it. Good for her. Well, that's going to bring us to the next Hyperkritical Amiibo. Let's see what we got. The name for this one is so funny. Jesus is in Smash Brothers, guys. Alright guys, we're going to see Hyperkritical Sephiroth. Second Coming. That'll Stell next. Yeah, Hypercritical's got to start getting some games going. I mean, if they can keep at 11 and put Nightmare under 20, in fact, you know what, let's say under 18, then definitely a better chance to get the comeback. I actually have a Jesus amiibo. That is true. They do. That is not clickbait. That is absolutely not a clickbait question. Too bad Disco and Combine aren't here for that. Yeah, you know, that sounds like a clickbait question. I'm not going to answer that. And it looks like Stell does get the first KO. Kind of a risky move. Putting trade-off ability on the Sephiroth. After all, they light. And now it is 2-2. Second coming tying us up here. And we have 5.5 minutes left. We now see second coming down to his last stock. He has got to start making some better choices, or else then we're going to need a third coming. You heard me. And that will be 1-1. 5:05 left on the game clock. Still has a little bit of work to do. Second coming is getting pushed around a bit, but trying to push back. I thought that was it, but no. Oh! No, still good. Still good. What is second coming cooking? I have a right to know. No, he got cooked. He got cooked. Homie poured the cornflakes and the milk in the bowl, and then all of a sudden it went up into flames. We're done here. Good game. We will give our props to Stell. Let's also give it up for their amiibo trainer Nightmare for the win. Yeah, towards the end we were going back and forth, but Stell still able to keep their cool and get the victory. In fact, we actually see more damage for second coming. In fact, it feels like quite a bit of damage for second coming, and still couldn't get the win. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, trade-off ability, guys, I will say right now, typically doesn't work that well on those lighter amiibo. So, Olimar, Sephiroth, Mewtwo, yeah, don't do it. But, let's go ahead and just... Actually, you know what, let's also go ahead and get the scores settled here, because now we are looking at 10 amiibo remaining for our friend Hyperkritical. Hyperkritical, I'll be a broken record actually after the next matchup, because right now it looks like we got another amiibo coming in for you here, and I think it's a good one actually. Let me double check that. Alright, this isn't the one I was thinking of. In fact, I'm not too familiar with this guy. God, I just looked through the whole database and I was like, oh, that should have been an easy. Lemon Boy hops into battle Stell next. A boy of lemons. Wait a minute. If every villain is lemons, then Lemon Boy is evil! Evil, 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 evil! Where is it? There it is! Dang, this was really your first amiibo. That's crazy. I'll show some love for Hypercritical's amiibo and raise one for Lemon Boy. And I gotta be honest, I really feel like we don't see a matchup like this every day between Mega Man and Villager. 45 seconds in though, and Lemon Boy still holding on to that first stock. I don't know for how much longer. Uh-oh. Ow. And that'll be 3-2. And within the first minute 10, it almost has felt like it's been all Stell's game here, but Stell does have some damage to her. Forward throw. Oh! 2-2. So far, the first amiibo of Hyperkritical is trying to get a little traction both on and off stage, or on and off the ground, I should say. With 450 left, though, that is actually going to be a KO for Lemon Boy, and he will take a lead for the first time in this fight. And just a split second away from total disaster. We have 4.5 minutes remaining. And that'll be a stock taken away from Lemon Boy. Crunch time here for Stell. That's really the first time she's been in a situation like this. Oh. Oh, that was a close one. Yeah, Stell with some quick thinking, utilizing those aerial attacks, but Lemon Boy with an up tilt will take out Stell. It's over. Well, good game, gentlemen. We'll give our props to Lemon Boy for the win. Less than 3-minute matchup here, but it was super close, as we can see from the damage. And I'm sure Hyperkritical loving that right now. His first ever amiibo taking out the villager. Right now, I'm just updating our score, guys, but we need a new Nightmare amiibo. Landman. That's right, a man who is land. Or is he a man of the land? He screams, for he does not fucking know. But Landman about to battle it out with Lemon Boy, that is next. So, my prediction here is if we do see at least 1-9 from Landman, I think he's got the win, but if he can't land the 9, I think Lemon Boy's got him. That is my prediction as we head into our next battle. Well, guys, maybe it's about time I shout out our sponsor, Dobby! Make sure to check out w.gg today, and also make sure to use code AMIIBOFIGHT, all capital letters, so this way you guys get 10% off your purchase. And they have finally revealed the mystery flavor, guys. It was cherry lollipop the whole time, which is actually a really good flavor. So, you know, use the code, get 10% off that cherry lollipop, brah. We also got a sampler platter, which I think is still both affordable and delicious. And up tilt from Lemon Boy is going to send Landman flying. Well, it's a little hard to see the score, I know, but it is actually 22-10. Nightmare in the lead by quite a bit. We do see Lemon Boy trying to make up for it right now. And 5.5 minutes remaining. Lemon Boy gets KO'd. It is 2-2. A little bit of the neutral aerial could go a long way here for Landman. Still waiting in anticipation on when he will side special. other words, Landman, let's go gambling. Ah, dang it. Ah, dang. Oh, it was a 3, and it missed. Back throw here from Landman. Landman, I think, starting to struggle a little bit as far as keeping up the consistency in this fight. Yeah, that is going to be a big KO to Lemon Boy, giving Landman a lead for the first time in the fight. Close to a knockout. That will be a knockout, and you know what? It's crunch time for both amiibo. Lemon Boy turning up the heat literally and figuratively as he nails a down smash. 4 minutes left, and Landman is not knowing what to do with himself here. We are closing in actually on the halfway point of the time limit, but Landman is taking a little bit of damage, and let's not forget he is lighter than Mega Man. Oh, went for a side special in the air. It was a 4, quite a ways off from 9, and up tilt will snag a win for Lemon Boy. Good game, good game. Give it up for Lemon Boy. Got that one by 1, and yeah, actually Landman getting a little more damage than Lemon Boy in this one, really showing us that weight difference can sometimes make all the difference. All right, well, Hyperkritical, I'm sure you're over the moon seeing your first amiibo take out a few of Nightmare's amiibo, but I'm going to be honest with you, man. This next one is not going to be easy. In fact, I kind of feel this is where Lemon Boy leaves us. Because next up, we got the Raptor. Yoshi battles Mega Man next. Again, I'm honestly not sure on this matchup. This is something I don't see every day, but I kind of can't help but feel that Yoshi may have a few advantages here, especially now that we have some platforms. He can land that up smash and that up air just a little easier. Yeah, Raptor is actually a really good Yoshi. I think this was the one that actually won a tournament pretty recently with like, yeah, what was it, like 100 amiibo or something? So, pretty good, pretty good. More than a minute into the matchup, Raptor does have a lead. Okay, 2-2. It's kind of crazy seeing Mega Man forward aerial kill like that, but my Mega Man amiibo is vanilla, so I never got a chance to put spirits on a Mega Man and make him Mega Man. And that'll be 2-1. Raptor taking a pretty decent lead here. My advice to Lemon Boy, don't get hit. Dash attack right there. Less than 5 minutes on the game clock. Lemon Boy is going to get KO'd, and that'll be a big win for Raptor.
Yoshi wins.
Well, good game, but Raptor will take the win, give it up for him. And their trainer Nightmare, 2 minutes and 9 seconds with a 2-stock win. And yeah, Raptor definitely had the damage to show for it here. So as we move on here, Hyperkritical, single digits. Hyperkritical, how are you feeling right now? I gotta be honest, if this was me in this situation, I might just be a smidge bit salty. Right now, guys, we are going to be putting in the next amiibo from Hyperkritical. Let's see who we got. It would appear it's a young man named Leo. Now, this actually could be a pretty good matchup here. At least I would say more for the crowd than either trainer. But we have a Roy amiibo joining us to battle this Yoshi named Raptor. Let's get it. More confident. This is where my best lie. Ah.
3, 2, 1, go!
I feel like now we're starting to meet a little more in the middle as far as skill goes. I like this. I like this. Well, Leo kind of scurrying around here. Right now we do have 40 seconds into our match. Leo, again, scurrying around trying to find something for himself because he is now down 1 stock, and he's really got to think on his feet here, not just because he's down or no, but because of the competitor Raptor is. He is quite unpredictable. It is 2-2, and it is super close. And they'll make it 2-1. Leo actually taking a lead for the first time in the matchup. The Raptor does not like that, and you know, Nightmare's amiibo, to a degree, kind of working the same way Soy Sauce and Half Mario amiibo do. They work better under pressure. Be 1-1. Crunch time for Raptor. Nice parry. Gonna toss him up. Oh. Uh-oh. God, for a split second I thought we were done there, but no, we are still good. And he got him. Raptor has been eliminated. Well, that was quite an impressive showing from Leo. Let's give it up for him and their amiibo trainer Hyperkritical, guys. Yeah, 2 minutes and 14 seconds, a 1-stock win, and 393 to 306. So, you know, Raptor gave in, put in a great fight here, and I think that's one of our bestest matches of the night, in my personal opinion. But let's go ahead and update our score, also get our next Nightmare amiibo in. I'm actually not even sure who we got next for Nightmare. Starting to look like he only needed about 4 or 5 amiibo to get the job done, but now we are going on to his 6th amiibo. Ooh. And it's a tough one. Or at least, I really believe it's a tough one. It could go even more even than this, but right now we do have Valerios. That is Nightmare's hero joining the matchup to battle Leo. That is next.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, Leo getting a little overwhelmed here in the first 20 seconds of play. Leo will suffer a fall that is 3-2. Yeah, Valerios looking pretty strong right now. I believe Nightmare did do a little tweaking to this guy before our arena this past Thursday. That'll make it 2-2. Leo is getting hit with quite a lot of firepower here. And that will be a KO for Valerios. Well, Leo trying to scurry a bit and catch Valerios off guard. It'll be tough to do against a hero amiibo. And we are evened out at Uno. Again, we are noticing Valerios not really resorting to any down special. Does actually make a great way to avoid kamikaze. And the hero will take the win. It's over.
Hero wins!
Well, just want to go ahead and say good game, gentlemen. We'll give our props, though, to Nightmare and his hero, Valerios, for the win. Crazy kind of a matchup when Valerios only wins by Uno against Roy. But Leo did put in a great effort there, and I gotta be honest, I would really like to see more of Leo in the future, whether it be here on YouTube or even on our Twitch channel. Right now, though, guys, we're going to be throwing in another Hyperkritical amiibo as I go ahead and update our score as well. It is 20-8. This is starting to look just a little one-sided here, but right now, let me go ahead and throw in our next amiibo. Also, Nightmare has now joined us in the chat. What's up, Nightmare? What's Motherfucker should be saying I'm feeling spectacular because I am beating down the Inkling Enthusiast known as Hyperkritical. Alright, well, next up we have... Oh. This actually sounds like a good one. It is Chosen One. I saw this amiibo a little down here. Give me a sec. And we'll see if they are the chosen one or not. Ooh, Cloud Player 2.
Whoa!
It's been more one-sided. Also, I feel good. For sure. That's good. Well, Chosen One will go one-on-one with Valerios. That is next. Yeah, he's gotten a few KOs here, a few eliminations, but I think you're... Well, hard to tell if it was the Ganondorf or NM Virus that did the best so far, but personally, I think I got to go with the Ganondorf. Yeah, looks like Hyperkritical agreeing with me on that. You know, funny story, we actually saw my Cloud amiibo in the arena just last night, and actually not doing too bad in a free-for-all situation, which I find crazy. Look, the Cloud amiibo is a cool amiibo, but I just don't think he should be doing as well as he did last night in free-for-all. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. And it is 2-2. Valerios telling Chosen One, hey, I was chosen by my trainer to be here and beat your ass. And I'm going to do it. Oh, minute 10 into the matchup, and Chosen One is getting overwhelmed. Oh. And busting out the limit up special out of nowhere, just giving him a little space, and setting up now for that up smash. Yeah, Chosen One. Critical health defense now popping out. And that will be 1-1. I'm going to say it now, Valerios cannot afford to take many more F smashes and hope to keep going. It's almost like Chosen One waiting for Valerios to make the next move. I don't think that's good strategy, personally. Yeah, I don't think that was a critical. I think that was just a well-placed forward smash, and it's over. Good game, good game. We're going to give our props, though, to Nightmare and his hero Valerios for the win. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. It feels like it went a little longer, but yeah, we do see Valerios not even getting the most damage and still picking up the win. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I feel like Chosen One should have had that, but he just chose to make a few poor decisions at the end, and that's what really resulted in Valerios taking a win. So we're going to be heading into our next one, guys. Let's go ahead and bring in the next Hyperkritical amiibo. Bro, you've been saying that all night now. Well, this one I don't know if I could say is tough, but it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. As a character, that is. Nike will battle Valerios next. It's true. Sonic Speed! Hey. Hey. How do you make a Sonic player rage? Invest in an Ethernet cable. Ah! Got him. Well, 25 seconds into the matchup, Nike feels like he's just trying to, be Sonic, be very speedy and very evasive. Nike is taking a lot of damage right now. He can't really afford to take any more and really keep going on this first stock. Case in point, 3-2. And also, thing to say here, Sonic is not exactly the heaviest character. In fact, it looks like the projectiles here being thrown out by Valerios, making him a little jumpy. That will be 3-1 Nike. Gonna bring this one back here, but with 5.5 minutes remaining. That will be 2-1. At least Nike's not going down with a 3-stock L. That would have been a little embarrassing. But a JV3 is almost as embarrassing, and we're done. Valerios with the win over Nike. Pretty cool name for a Sonic, by the way. Minute 50, and well, it's like Sonic says, you gotta go fast. I'm done with the Sonic jokes. But I am gonna have to update this score here, guys. Hyperkritical now down to 6 amiibo, it looks like. So let's go ahead and throw in his next amiibo. This is another amiibo I am not very familiar with either. Yeah, I might need some help on this one. So, Hyperkritical, who is starters? So I am having some struggle here on that one. Oh, I see it. I see it. Alright, this could go very well or, possibly very bad, because this is just how the Pokemon trainer operates, really. Starters! That's a battle of Valerios next. I mean, I think Squirtle is definitely adorable, but starting out with Squirtle against a hero, a little risky. Me personally, I start out with Charizard and just try to side special the hell out of the opponent. Doesn't seem like that's Hyperkritical. Side special to Valerios. Oh, that was like a sniper right there. I like that. Yeah, I don't think the hero knows how to really react to that, and Starter's still making it back, but that simple neutral attack will get a KO off of Starters. Now we see the Squirtle being relentless with the aerial offense. 20 remaining. Starters. A forward throw. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I thought he was trained with no down special. That's up tilt. Oh, what? Looked like neutral attack for a minute. Okay. Nightmare is controlling his amiibo with outside technology, confirmed. But it is now Uno to Uno. And the hero getting overwhelmed by Squirtle nanigans. Starters right now looking for something. I don't even think he... Oh, it's up air. Yeah, that's a good move for Ivysaur. And Ivysaur taking out Valerios. I don't usually see a hero do down special off stage, especially when they have the ability to get zoom, but good game. We'll give our props to starters. Let's also give it up for their amiibo trainer Hyperkritical for the win. 2 minutes and 45-second win, and 443 to 313. Good for you, Hyperkritical. Well, that's going to call upon Nightmare's next amiibo, which, if I'm not mistaken, is also going to be kind of a tough challenge for this Pokemon trainer. Alright, let's see what we got next. Oh, I know this amiibo. And again, this could go really well or really bad for Chloe, the Isabelle amiibo. It is 19-6 as we start the next bout. Let's get it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, 20 seconds into the matchup, we see a fairly even battle, but we do see starters switching over to Ivysaur. Seconds in. Nice up air from Ivysaur. Almost getting a KO, but not quite. I believe 2. Oh. Just slightly less after that up air. Starters is looking for something off stage, but yeah, he's getting hit by Chloe's forward aerial, which, you know, it doesn't really pack much of a punch, but it can still have the capability to KO an opponent. And that back throw will result in a KO, 2-2. I think the Zard is going to have to put in a lot of the work here if starters hopes to take out Chloe. down to their last stock, and they're on the Squirtle. They really need to make that switch. Oh! For a split second, I thought he got hit with that down air, but the side special connects. Another side special connecting, but not a KO. And Chloe with the F-tilt is going to get the win. We're done here. Well, good game, good game. We'll give our props here to Chloe. Let's also give it up for their trainer, Nightmare, for the win. 2-stock win, 2 minutes and 37 seconds, and I gotta be honest, Chloe just seemed pretty dominant in this matchup against the Pokemon trainer. Alright, well, Hyperkritical is now down to 5. His final 5, if you will. And we're going to see who they got next. Interesting pick here. The top 5. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a amiibo named Shadow hopping in, and it's a pit. So this pit will battle this Isabelle next.
3, 2, 1, go!
We're seeing a lot of back and forth here between Chloe and Shadow on the battlefield version of Orbital Gate Assault. I have to honestly say probably the worst Star Fox stage that is competitive. In fact, actually, this is the only Star Fox stage that is competitive, and yeah, I hate it. I don't. The original version of Orbital Gate, this is obviously not that, but yeah. Shadow does take a stock. Oh, hey, Combine. What's up? No, amiibo. Amiibo. More than a minute into the matchup, we actually see Shadow with a nice lead here. There's definitely a tier list difference here as well as a weight difference, and Shadow very much exploiting that. Oh. Oh, yeah, that was Smash 4. Okay, you're right. Oh, that's a shame. Shadow right now hits an F smash, and Chloe is gone.
What's up now?
Well, I think what's up now is that it is 18-5. Good game, and we'll give props to Shadow as well as their amiibo trainer Hyperkritical for a 2-stock win over Chloe. Let's also go ahead and update the score here, but I'm curious to know what is next for Nightmare, as basically Hyperkritical holds on by a thread. this is a really good one for Nightmare. No. I don't think we're on the Lucario, buddy. Yeah, no, we're on the Ridley. Catathios. Catathios. Whatever bullshit name you cooked up so I couldn't pronounce it correctly. I believe you are, because this is what you have in the notes right now. Yeah, it goes Landman, Raptor, Valerios, Chloe, then Catathios. So, let's go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Shadow putting on a offensive clinic, both on the ground and in the air. Yeah, we could call it that. Oh! Yeah, I was not expecting that. What the fuck, Shadow? Bro, I know you the ultimate life form and everything, but damn. It was all like, Chaos Control! Okay. Ridley now down to his last stock. Just feels like this is not normally the Ridley we see in arenas. And that'll make it 2-1. Critical health stats are out for the Ridley right now. And it doesn't even matter. That's a JV3. To Era Solar you go. Oh, God. Be merciful, Nightmare. Or maybe not. That was pretty bad. Good game. We'll give our props to Hyperkritical. Also give it up for their amiibo Shadow for the big win here. I really, again, don't know this matchup, but it feels a little bit like an upset. Well, Hyperkritical trying to chop down this massive lead as much as possible. Next up, though, we're going to, I believe, have that Lucario hopping in, which I don't think we've really seen much from the Lucario. So it's, yeah, I can agree with that, but yeah, next up it looks like is going to be that Lucario that we were just talking about. Alright, Akthar going one-on-one with Shadow. That is next.
3, 2, 1, go!
Wow. That was actually pretty clean by the Lucario, but the pit will answer right back and make it 2-2. We were talking earlier a little bit about putting trade-off ability on lighter characters. I think this is something of an exception here because then Lucario gets to those starts getting to that damage that he wants. Is it Max Aura? Well, that is 2-1. Yeah, Akthar seems pretty dangerous at this damage. Oh no. Yeah, I thought we were going to see a pretty quick match here, but now it is 1-1. I think Shadow's got to take advantage now, whether it be with a dunk or some type of off-stage play. He tried. Man, I was afraid to speak anything into existence, and we're done. Granted, there is a pretty big tier list difference here, but just the way the match started, good on Shadow. Good game. We'll give our props to Shadow, and give it up for their trainer, Hyperkritical, for the win. Because he's doing his best. That's why. Alright, well, Nightmare now down to 16 amiibo. Let's go ahead and bring in the next one for Nightmare. This is going to be a tough one. Alright guys, we have Nightmare Sora Ven popping into the ring. Yeah, he did do that. So this is a matchup that I've seen a few times before, and I feel like this is something that could honestly go either way, maybe slightly in the Sora favor. Well, if Shadow can take another body here, I think we're pretty much in agreement that Shadow has been one of, if not the most consistent for the Hyperkritical squad. Well, you still got a pretty good lead here, so I don't think she's really needed. In fact, we see Ven getting the first KO in the first 45 seconds in this fight. Damn, I just looked at the time. We are over 2 hours on this war. That's crazy. Time is schmovin'. Shadow is getting bullied just a bit, but... Yeah, it is 3-1. Ven looking strong. Yeah, that'll make it 2-1. Shadow will not go out restocked. I like that spirit there, and critical health stats now popping out for Shadow. Oh! Yeah, it's over. Just slid right into that F smash like Like an old man slides into his slippers. That's the best I got for you right now. Good game, guys. We'll give our props to Ven. Give it up for their amiibo trainer Nightmare for the win as well. Got it in almost 2 minutes flat. But, God, that damage from the Sora was just crazy.
Start the battle.
Alright, well, Hyperkritical now down to 4 amiibo, his Fantastic Four. By the way, I didn't know they had so many goddamn remakes of that movie. I still feel the first one, the one with a young Chris Evans as the Human Torch, was the one that was goated. In fact, they did put out a sequel, The Silver Surfer. I thought it was pretty good. It's definitely... I think the new one doesn't look that good, though, in my opinion. That is just my opinion, though. Yeah, once again, I'm looking at another unfamiliar name from Hypercritical's side. Okay, I think I know which one it is, but it just got a little cut off again here. Senor will battle Ven. That is next. And yeah, honestly, this has got to be a good matchup for the Sora. As of right now, because we still got a few more to go, and actually one of them was my favorite before the stream, but right now I think Shadow is becoming my favorite amiibo of yours, Hyperkritical. Honorable mention to the one amiibo that did take out Nightmare's first guy, whose name I'm blanking on right now. Oh, damn, he's got critical immunity. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one for Ven, as he does suffer a fall here. Oh, Leo was the name, actually. He was pretty cool. And now it is 2-2. Yeah, Senor just trying to turn up the gas here. And make Ven sweat. Doing a pretty good job so far, considering that both competitors want the win, but also got to keep in mind one competitor pretty heavy here compared to the other. Uh-oh. Critical immunity pops out. Oh no! He got him on that. Little shield peek there. And now it is 1-1. This is getting good. This is starting to look like our closest match of the evening right now. No joke. Oh! Goes for the abandoned ship itty-bitty combo, but Ven is still living that. I feel like that should have hit him. Damn it, game. And there's the critical immunity again. Ven's gotta, yeah, I would say stay away. Oh! Down tilt to up air was the winning combo. It's over. Well, good game, gentlemen. We'll give our props to Ven. Let's also give it up for their amiibo trainer, Nightmare, for the win. One stock win here, and yeah, honestly, the damage really going to Ven right now. man? How are you gonna say good, it's gone to Senor? He was cool. Well, hopefully the next amiibo is even cooler for Hyperkritical. Let's see what he's got. Aww. Here we go. Now, I know this is going to be a little bit of a tier list, but again, I just don't particularly like that one in particular. Why? He has past Senor trauma. Ah! That's kind of funny. But next up, we have what Hyperkritical is known best for, being a Inkling amiibo enthusiast with Agent W. Well, Agent W will go one-on-one with Ben. That is next.
Go!
Yeah, I believe the W does stand for Woomy. Don't quote me on that. But interesting to see how this Inkling is going to play against this Sora named Ben. Ooh. Yeah, that got her. 3-2. Well, a minute of play has passed, and now it is 2-2. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Stingray's won. We could have had an Inkling off. Wait a minute. Nice drop in here from Ben. Agent W surveys the field. And it is 2-1. I'm starting to think Agent W is going to have to get this KO off stage if they hope to get the win. Oh, okay. That's fine. Agent W gets caught with down tilt into up air. That's the Nightmare specialty. Well, just want to go ahead and say good game, and we will give our props to Ben. Let's also give it up for their amiibo trainer, Nightmare, for the win. Yeah, I was really expecting more from Agent W here, but Ben was just too good. Inkling sucks against Sora, but you're the Inkling Enthusiast. That's why I was expecting more, though. But let's see who we have left, really, for Hyperkritical. As you guys can see, it is 16-2. Yeah, this is another name that I am not very familiar with. Yeah, this one I may need some help on, actually. Hyperkritical, who is Australian? And no, I don't mean like in your family or anything. I mean the amiibo named Australian, which what character is that? Oh, okay. Crikey, it's a croc. Should have been able to put 2 and 2 together on that one, actually. Alright, well, Godspeed for Australian, because he's going to have to put the team on his back. Alright, Ben versus Australian. That is next. Honestly, not sure how this matchup goes, but I feel like it either slightly favors K. Rool, or it does have potential to go even. I think there's a lot of different variables that would really go into determining this matchup. Is it an offstage K. Rool? Is it not an offstage K. Rool? We see now that it is. Yeah, not every day I see a K. Rool get a dunk off of a Sora amiibo. That was pretty fantastic. Well, Australians still in the lead. There is a massive weight difference in this one. Drop-in does work. It is 2-2. Yeah, I would have to say a character like K. Rool is totally okay to throw trade-off ability on. Same with characters like Bowser, Ganondorf, Donkey Kong, DDD. Yeah. Huh. That is strange. Did you, did you by chance reach out to, Ammo Knight about that? Honestly, it could be a thing on your end, so just make sure that, submission app is updated for you, too, before you do reach out. Oh my god! Another dunk! We now see Ven just a little cheesed off after that one. And there's the forward tilt, dash attack. I was about to say no fucking way. About to say, if we see 3 crocodile dunks, this needs to be studied. But it's over, guys. Ven with the comeback. We'll just want to go ahead and say good game, guys. We'll give our props to Ven. Let's also give it up for their amiibo trainer, Nightmare, for the win. Yeah, for a moment I thought Australian could win this one, especially after seeing that dunk, but no. For sure. Well, let's go ahead and get Hypercritical's last amiibo in. This is... Oof. I feel like we're kind of at the end of the movie here. And I just don't know what to do with myself when it ends. Well, actually I do. I usually wait around to see if there's an end credit scene. And if there isn't, then I just storm out very angrily. I definitely demand free refills on popcorn and soda. And give me that free popcorn bucket. I don't care how fucking ridiculous it looks. I want it for free. But the last amiibo here from Hyperkritical, you know, it'd be funny if this amiibo was able to basically just solo 16 amiibo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Byleth named Duolingo hopping in for Hyperkritical. Godspeed, Duolingo. Godspeed.
3, 2, 1, go!
Spanish or vanish? Yes. Well, Duolingo getting a little overwhelmed, does get back to stage, no problemo. Yeah, again, this is another weight difference, but also Duolingo, the Byleth amiibo, hits pretty hard. So if I were Ven, defense would be my number one thing to look out for here. Duolingo taking a lead. This is Duolingo. I named him Bingo. Can't have fun with that, you're nuts. That is now 2-2. Side special lands, barely, but it does. And Duolingo is going to take a one-stock lead. Ven getting pushed back right now. Well, I still feel that Ven could take another stock, but he's, again, got to make some better choices. Does get the stock. It is 1-1. God, that dash attack almost took him out. Well, Ven is gonna live that back throw. 4.5 minutes remaining though. And Ven has been eliminated. It's over for the Sora.
No hesitation.
Good game, guys. We're going to give our props here to Duolingo. Let's also give it up for Hyperkritical for staying alive for at least one more. Just one more. Yeah, actually, we see from the damage, pretty close battle, 326 to 314.
Stop the battle!
Alright, well, Nightmare is now down to 15 amiibo. Took about 2.5 hours to do so, but they did it. I mean, the next one shouldn't be too tough. Let's see who it is. Who the fuck is this bitch? Neris. Yeah. Help. Bro, I was sitting here thinking I knew all the Nightmare amiibo, but I guess not. Oh, right. I changed that. Daisy. Daisy. Yeah, I am not very familiar with this Daisy amiibo, but I guess Neris is going to grace us with her presence. Alright, and we'll get our next one going. Well, I guess it's still possible for Neris to get a win. I mean, if they could basically gimp the opponent off stage with turnip, that would be the most ideal thing to do. Why didn't you just turn the learn off? Seemed like it'd be way easier to do that, but alright. Duolingo up Uno. Yeah, kind of like Hyperkritical said the last match. Spanish or banish. And it is now 2-2. Duolingo going to take a lead back 2-1. It's not looking so good for Neris. I'm sorry. So you're telling me that you have an amiibo on Amiibots with Learn On. Is that what I'm understanding? Well, 2-1 right now with less than 5:15. Duolingo getting a little overwhelmed by Turnip. Apparently. Oh, God. I would fix that if I were you. Oh! This is what I was talking about, and Neris just needs to focus on defense. Damn close. Oh, she got her. She got her. Just want to go ahead and say good game, and we will give our props to Duolingo. Let's also give it up for their amiibo trainer, Hyperkritical, for the win. Yeah, I was going radio silent there, hoping to not put anything into existence or manifest something. But crazy enough, though, the damage was not really that night and day here, so I do got to give my props to that Daisy amiibo. And we're going to put Nightmare's score down to 14. But yeah, it's been more one-sided in some cases before. Let's go ahead and see what he's got next for us. This one does sound familiar. I just can't put a face to the name right now. It's Lance. Nightmare, who the fuck is Lance? Ah. Well, this could be tricky then, for this Byleth. After all, Captain Falcon has been climbing up Spirit and Vanilla tier list for us, as well as other servers for quite some time. Scary, really. Alright, well, good luck, gentlemen. Lance battles Duolingo. That is next. A little overwhelmed here. Okay. I'm afraid to talk even at the beginning of the match. That's really how serious this situation is. But nice parry by Lance, and he's just gonna Captain Falcon kick his way to his opponent. Moving hitboxes, those are good. And down smash that ledge will make it 3-2. Duolingo. Well, actually, she's going to tie us up at 2 in the first minute of play. It's a pretty aggressive matchup. And that's a great parry right there by Lance. Lance almost getting a KO. I mean, I know Violet's kind of heavy, but damn, I thought she was down. Oh! Great timing on that Falcon kick will make it 2-1. Now Duolingo finds themselves in something of a sticky situation. That will be 1-1. Duolingo's got to make something happen for herself here, or else it's game over. The Hyperkritical crew. Oh! Oh, I really thought when the Falcon landed on that platform, that was her best time to strike, but it's over, guys. And I don't just mean the game, the war is now over and in favor for Nightmare, so good game, guys. We'll give our props to Lance. Let's also give it up for their amiibo trainer, Nightmare, for the win. 2 minutes and 48 seconds and 1% away from 420. He would have been my most favoritist Captain Falcon. Gotcha. Well, guys, that is it for our war here tonight. We do want to go ahead and say thank you for, actually a 2.5-hour war. I want to say this is our most live we've had without doing a tournament here on YouTube, so thank you for that. Just a reminder, guys, Sunday is Mother's Day. We have nothing going on there, but Tuesday we'll be back on Twitch with 2v Tuesday at 7:30 Central Time, so keep training, keep getting better. We'll be back next Friday. I think we're going to go through with a call-out between Soy Sauce and Splat. Looks like it's going to be a spirited one, so Big 7 is banned. That's pretty much it for me here, guys. Just make sure to tell your friends about Amiibo Fight here on YouTube. As soon as we hit 200 subscribers, we'll throw you guys a few bin file tournaments for your love and support. But I'm outie. Good night. Good luck. And this ain't alcohol, but God bless.